Outsourcing Billboard's Hot 100 the week of April the 25th, 1959. A lot of great rock and roll records came out in the 50s. A lot of them did not make top 40. This is one of them. A classic doo-wop group that many who grew up in the 50s probably remember, although they never had a really big pop hit. The Genies, Who's That Knocking on My Door, coming in at number 74, up from 84 the week of April 25th, 1959. The Genies from Long Beach, Long Island, started out as a four-man band. Then they added a guy named Claude Johnson. He was from Brooklyn. Claude Johnson was the one who changed their name. Well, he named the band the Genies. A guy named Bob Shad. Bob Shad ran a record label called Shad Records. He discovered the Genies playing on the beach. He liked what he saw. He said, guys, come on down. Let's do an audition for me. How would you like to do an audition? And they did. They passed. And they recorded their song, Who's That Knockin'? 1958, the summer of 1958. But Shad Records did not release that record until June of 1959. Now, I take that back. It was in March of 1959 when Shad Records got around to releasing Who's That Knocking, and it died. It just scatterbrained in the lower rungs of Billboard's Hot 100. Got as high as number 71. That is it in 1959. It's just as well. The group broke up soon after that. Well, what happened was one of the original members of the group, well, let me go back a little bit. The band got their first big gig. It was major. The Apollo Theater in New York City. The legendary Apollo Theater in New York City. This was a big break for the Genies. It takes a lot to play at the Apollo Theater. This is a prestigious gig. Well, lo and behold, 3 days into the gig, one of the original members of the group, Bill Gaines, he went to Canada. He fled to Canada with a woman never heard from again. They broke up. Later on in 59, they were history. But here's the thing. Warwick Records continued to release their songs. All that stuff that they had in the can, they released it all the way through 1961, although the group had already broken up. Now, here comes the clincher. I love this. I just found this out. It was 1962, I believe. Remember the song, What's Your Name? Don and Juan? One of the signature hits of the early 60s. Well, Claude Johnson was in that duo. Claude Johnson and the other fellow who was in that group, and I can't remember his name. I wrote it down in my notes somewhere, but I can't read my chicken scratch. This is embarrassing. I thought I had, oh, here it is. I had it at the top of the sheet. Claude Johnson and Roland Tron, or Trone is Trone, made up Don and Juan. So if I was a DJ, say if I was a DJ in the future on a radio station, an oldies radio station, I could say, well, here's Don and Juan with What's Your Name? Don and Juan featuring Claude Johnson, formerly of the Genies. Here it is. 1959, the Genies. Who's That Knocking on My Door?